Kansas City's Rockhurst High School sent a ripple through this city when it announced its new drug policy. I recently sat down for an exclusive interview with Rockhurst, and for the first time, you get to see how testing is done. Rockhurst High School has done something no other school in our region has ever done.
We've decided after about a 2.5-year conversation, 2-year conversation, to implement a program of random and mandatory drug testing of all of our students, and it will begin in the fall of 2013.
This isn't a urine test or breathalyzer.
Test works. Clip a little bit of hair back here.
Dr. George Elder works for Psychomedics, the company doing the testing.
60 hairs, that's 50. If you weighed it, it's 50 milligrams of hair.
Anything ingested or used in the past 90 days shows up. Not just what you've taken, but how much. The company can take hair from anywhere on the body, almost.
So if a kid shaves his head, you can't avoid it. Arms, legs, underarms, never private areas.
If the idea makes you uncomfortable, you're not the only one. Principal Gregory Harkness has held dozens of meetings, fielded hundreds of emails, and heard from parents and students as well.
There's the students that think this is an invasion of privacy. Some parents think that they're taking the role of parenting away from them.
When they first announced it, there was lots of questions.
One of the most common questions, what will the school do with results?
Most high schools keep files on students, of course. We have guidance files, we have disciplinary files, we have academic files.
Drug test results are put into a student's guidance file, which along with the student's disciplinary file is destroyed at graduation. The academic file is the only file ever sent to colleges or universities. The school will test for cocaine, PCP, opiates, methamphetamine, marijuana, and binge alcohol. No matter what substance is found, a first positive means a meeting with a guidance counselor and parents to decide how to get the student help. No administrators are told, and the student is given 90 days to get clean. School officials insist this isn't because of any specific problem at Rockhurst, and not because of any one incident. Kids are resourceful, we know that. They explore and test limits, but the world has changed.
What's different today is the way an adolescent is resourceful is instead of 5 friends at school, we have 700 friends on Facebook. We have the ability to speak in a global community instead of a neighborhood community. And so the influences are very different today.
After more than 2 years of talking about it, answering questions about it, and now implementing it, it seems most are now on board with the new policy.
The parents are starting to get more comfortable with the idea, less threatened by it, or less, not sure what's going to happen. They now know that the reasoning behind it is mostly for the health and welfare of the students.
Students realize that they're taking this seriously, and they're really just trying to help us.
Rockhurst High School recently made a change to its drug policy, and it's a pretty drastic change compared to what some other schools in the city are doing. They're the first in our region that are going to test hair of the students here to look for drugs and alcohol. As you might imagine, there are a lot of people with different opinions about this, and it's sort of sent a ripple effect throughout the city. So what we're going to do for this purposes of this story is we're going to take an in-depth look at how that policy is arranged, how the testing is done, what it means for students if they do have a positive test for drugs or alcohol from the hair sampling that's taken here at Rockhurst starting next year. We're going to look at policies around the city, and if you're a parent with a student at a different school, you might be surprised to learn that depending on where your child goes to school, that test is handled very differently if they're caught drinking or with drugs on campus or at an event. In some cases, police are called. In some cases, not. We're going to look at those policies, and we hope you'll join us for the full report. I'm Krista Dubill with 41 Action News.